messed up thing is the teacher starts searching Chris Brown, not thinking that this girl is...
She just gives away his name.
Lives in Burton, for one.
She's white as well.
She's white as anything. Ginger. That's like... But she starts searching Chris Brown.
We're back.
Like we never left.
DadPod episode 4, people. What are you saying?
Hope you're enjoying the content so far.
Yeah. So, if you are here again, welcome back to DadPod. And if you're new, this is DadPod. I'm NT.
Bobby.
Chris.
Will.
And on DadPod, we talk about parenting, being a dad, and everything in between that.
Yeah.
So, how is everyone doing today? What are we saying?
All good, man. I got a story to tell you that. A couple of weeks ago, I was taking my stepdaughter to school.
It always happens at school.
Yeah, it's always. And
last time we wanted to chat at someone.
yeah. Oh, no, yeah, tell a lie. This I was starting to tell that story, but no, forgot where we were. I told that a few weeks. No, so my missus had took our stepdaughter to the school, and she got a really funny look from the teacher, and she was like saying to me, like, what's all that? Like, what have I done? What's done? What's said? And so when she got back from school that day, we were asking her, like, what's been going on? Because she's been having these sessions where you like go out of class for a bit, and then like enrichment sessions, I think they're called, where you just like talk about your feelings and sort of stuff. So
That's
like this,
new.
yeah, like
That's
little class
definitely
school, mate. But yeah, like this teacher was sort of asking who lives at home and all that type of stuff, and like came onto the subject of me, like my stepdad lives with us, and they were like, oh, what does he do? And because like a week or so before, I showed her some of my music from back in the day, and like one that doesn't swear. Not for the swear jar.
So just the 30 seconds of any of your track
Yeah, just that, like this one was a clean subject. So thought safe to show her and my son, and they were dancing around like loving it. And so she's told her about this, and she goes, "Oh, is he on YouTube? What's the video?" And so she says, "Oh yeah, he's on YouTube. What's his name? Chris Brown." So this is where the messed up thing is. The teacher starts searching Chris Brown, not thinking that this girl is...
She just gives away his name.
Lives in Burton, for one.
She's white as well.
She's white as anything. Ginger. That's like... But she starts searching Chris Brown, and then, like, okay, search. You might not know who Chris Brown is. The search comes up.
How do you not know who Chris Brown is?
You don't know, do you?
But had access to the internet.
So the search comes up. Chris Brown's there. We all know what Chris Brown looks like.
That young age, you've got it in.
She starts playing this video, and apparently, according to my stepdaughter, it was like the teacher turned it off really quick, and because these ladies were shaking their bums about quote unquote.
Oh, painting you in a great light.
Yeah, so the teacher's thinking like my missus is going out with Chris Brown from America.
And then your stepfather has now got girl shaking her.
They have seen me on the school run as well. They've seen me drop her off.
Wait, you're the
probably just thought you were
You're the nanny.
Thought the
You're the nanny that
Chris
Chris
Brown's
Brown
got
pays,
money.
innit?
Do you know what? I've got so many questions though. Like, for one, what is Chris Brown's stepdaughter, the multi-millionaire,
Doing in
the absolute A-star artist? What is his stepdaughter doing? Going into a school in Burn?
Do you know counter argument, low profile.
My question is, is it a public school as well? You don't send it to like no private paid school. It's like a government funded public school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be questioning.
Chris Brown's
I'd be
daughter,
questioning what teachers were teaching my kids because common sense is a flower that should grow in a teacher's garden. Like.
You would have thought so, innit?
That is
Oh my
mad.
god.
That is absolutely
Yeah,
nuts.
I was, and then I tried to search on like after we got this story off her, and like me and the missus is just like, what the what is going on?
I'd just like to praise you for a second there.
Yeah, stopping myself.
You almost
Not been touched
there.
yet. But yeah, and then I searched trying to find the video that they played, and yeah, it was like in a strip club. These girls up and down, like out, like.
Is that not a swear?
That's a swear.
That's
Come
a
on,
50p.
boy.
It's a legal thing.
Alright. Would you say in front of your kids?
Yeah, I have.
Right, then I can't swear.
Do you know what, actually, it's double because you sat in front of your kids.
No, that's jokes though. That is.
Ridiculous. Yeah.
So do you know
So that was eventful.
Do you know the teacher that she was talking to about this?
Yeah.
Has she like ever met you?
She seen me. She seen me
Yeah.
like.
Because I
Right,
just imagine like the next day you coming into school and like she's making a beeline for to meet Chris Brown.
And then he's just
massively disappointed.
And then
I
it's
don't
just some,
understand. Like she's not connected to dance.
it's just some brummie. He's like, yeah, do social media marketing.
Right back.
I used to rap a bit.
My question to you though, yeah.
Go on.
Did you show the teacher the actual Chris Brown like today?
Nah.
You never showed the teacher your actual music?
Nah.
Okay.
No, to be fair, I ain't seen her since. Like, the missus has. The missus has sort of like explained. Yeah.
I'm not dating Chris Brown.
I've got this has reminded me. I've got a story for you.
Go on.
So last year, I've picked my son up from school, and he's had a substitute teacher that day. So I've picked him up thinking everything's normal. He's just going to come out, and then we go back to the house. But like, she's stopped me and said, "Oh, can we have a word?" And I'm thinking, "Oh, great, what's he done now?" And so she's come up to me, and basically they bring in like stuff from home and like talk about it. It's like show and tell. So like
This could be very dangerous.
yeah, he's brought this toy in, and she's like, can we just have a word? So I'm like, yeah, okay. And she was like, so was telling everyone like how he got this toy the other day, and he was saying that a man in the park gave it to him. So like my head's going.
Yes! That's a bang! That is in there. I'm the only one that survived so far, lads.
So in my head I'm like, oh no.
Thank you, Al.
So like I was like, no, he made up some story like, no, he got that for his birthday. Like what you got on about? He's like we brought you that for your birthday, and he was like, no, you didn't. the man in the park gave it to me.
Double down.
So like the teacher was like, because he said this, like, can you please be aware that there's like no people in the park, and like we've had to like jot it down. It's like they jot
There's
down.
a safeguarding stuff.
It's a good thing that they do. It's a good thing that they do.
Yeah.
So like we've come home, and like when I got back from work, I've like told her about it, and she's like howling with laughter because he was actually right, but it's way out of context what he said. So
Most things get say are.
so basically, like what had happened was there's a summer fair in the park
Yeah.
by us, and like they do like raffles and stuff. But like we were doing this raffle and we won like a bottle of wine and stuff. And this man, when he done a raffle, he won a toy. But like he didn't have any kids or any like nieces or nephews, so he was like, "Oh, does your son want this?" So we were like, "Oh, thanks a lot." But like, I totally forgot about it in the panic of like, what is he talking about? So like, without the context, he is right. A man did give him that toy.
He's just not told the full story yet as he's needed.
Oh my god,
that's crazy, man.
Now, do you know what? It's good that schools do react like that.
Yeah,
it is good. It is good. It is good, man.
All good.
So lads, it's been half term.
It has. It has.
And the reason why I say it like that, is because it's my first half term.
Yeah.
I've not had my
How you
children.
found it? Intense.
I'm trying to think of the right word here because I could use certain words and people are going to look at me and they're going to be like,
avoid the swear jar.
that's number one. I'm trying to avoid the swear jar, the kids have made me broke for Christmas as it is. But I'm also not trying to seem like a horrible dad, but I can't wait for them to go back. And I don't mean that in a bad, like, I love being with my kids, I absolutely love it. But my partner, she's been at work. Obviously the children's mum can't help me and have the children because of circumstances, so it's pretty much just been me with the kids. And there's only so much I can put up with kids running around and putting pants on their head. And it's like I'm dead against the tablets, like them being on their Amazon Fire tabs. I'm dead against. I hate them. I hate them. I try to put them on there for like half-hour a day maximum because like they can learn some education stuff and it's just some free time and stuff and it helps. I can go do some washing up. But I'll be honest, the last couple of days, they might have had like 8-9 hours on there, like, because I
there's no shame in it, man.
I can't, you know what?
We've all been there.
The missus, we've picked the missus up from work, she's like, so what have the kids done today? And I'm like, I can't lie, it's one of my greatest things but my biggest flaw as well, because in certain circumstances you need to be, I can't even lie to my kids, I'm a pushover because of it. And so I'm just looking at her like, they've had a really productive day today. Mrs. Rachel came in and taught them some stuff and that. Who's Miss Rachel? You see that person on the TV screen? So I've been trying to make it seem like they haven't actually been on like watching it, but they have. And I've gone to bed and I'm like, I'm terrible. I'm a rubbish dad. Like I can't. I'm giving them tablets to shut them up. I'm doing the thing which I despise parents for doing.
Have you felt that pressure then to do stuff?
I have, because like thing is, it's been Halloween. We've been doing Halloween, but there's only so much I can put up with pumpkins and skeletons and Spider-Man and all the special characters. Only so much I can put up with that. And not only that, Halloween parties, it's not just my kids I've got to put up with, it's other people's kids. And I say this lightly, I don't necessarily like children. I love my own.
I ain't even going to lie to you, right?
Well, we don't like kids, just our own.
I won't lie to you, right? Any time like a kid's party comes up that my girls are invited to, I'm like, Mum, are you free that day?
This is the thing as well, though, like,
avoid it.
Kids parties get easier if you like know like certain.
Yeah, if you know the parents, because then you can chill with the parents. The kids do their thing.
They do their thing. When you know no one there, they're the worst.
And you know what? This is the thing as well. Like, I rely on my mum and my sister for childcare, because like I said, like my children's mum's side of the family, because of circumstances which I won't go too much into, they're not allowed to be around the children without some sort of authority there. So it's a case of like I rely on my mum and sister, and my sister's got 4 kids. My mum's a retired mum. We're all like, I'm the youngest and we're all grown up basically. So my mum's like, I'm not dealing with kids in half term, screw yourself. And my sister's like, I've got 4 kids. So my childcare options are out the window. In nursery, I'm not going to go into too much about how much they charge, like, cause, let's put it this way, it's a week's wages for someone on minimum wage, like it's literally a whole week's wages to put both my kids in nursery for the week. So I'm left with no options. The missus in work, I'm like, do you not want to just like quit your job? You sure?
Do you know what though? From my experience of like having 3 years of like school breaks under my belt now, I think the October half term is the worst one.
It's the first one though, because you get used to it after that.
So
6
like
weeks
you've
holiday.
had that massive chunk of like summer holidays. You're trying to get you groove and like bearings of your stuff again. They're back at school. They've got that routine again. and then bam, it's the October half term. It's the worst one for their routine. It's the worst one for like activities and stuff, because the only things going on is Halloween.
Yep.
And that is just
cold.
dry. Yeah, so you've got Christmas break. They're just
That's
gassed
fine.
off
Yeah,
Christmas,
that's
so
fine,
That's
yeah.
fine. You've got
Easter, is it?
The Easter one.
That's Easter, that's fine, yeah.
So that's Easter, and then summer holidays. You can be out doing activities,
Having fun and
having fun, and doing whatever.
And do you know what though as well, like especially like that's the first one you've had. Obviously, I'm in a situation now where luckily I get the school holidays off because of my job. But like,
Yeah.
that's the first one you've had, and guaranteed you could have done something on 3 of the 5 days, 2 of the 5 days, or whatever, and you'll think, oh, probably could have done more.
No, this
Because
is...
you'll see someone else who's gone out and done
This
this,
is
and that
exactly
every
what
day.
it
But
is, it's
the
like-
problem is
Success.
everything is so expensive.
This is
It's
my
not even
problem,
just expensive money wise, like energy wise, man. It's hard to keep them entertained.
This is
I've
the
found
truth.
You're already
well.
thrown off because the routine's gone.
For me, it
Like,
was...
it's a hard time. It's a tough
It
time.
was difficult.
I've found as well that like if you cram
Too much
into the half term, they get burnt out. Man.
Yeah,
You've got to
and
balance
then
it
they,
really
like,
well.
I think what I found worst for this half term is I didn't even know it was half term. I took my kids to nursery on Monday and the gates were locked.
You can tell it's his first one.
I got up, yeah, I've done their breakfast, I've packed their nursery bag and that, like, I've got them ready, they're both excited to go to nursery. I've ended up having to take them to a parking lot to make up for it and that, like.
Don't
like,
manage it.
so-
We've been there.
I
we've been
didn't
there.
realise it's even half term for starters. And then when I did realise it was half term, I was like, oh sugar. No pound in the jar. But anyway, I was like, no, what, like, I've booked work, and like in my style of work, I take deposits, so I've refunded a lot of money this week, and on top of refunding a lot of money, so I've seen that money leave my bank, which
Yeah.
is upsetting.
Yeah.
On top of that, I'm not making money because now my partner's at work.
Yeah.
No one's looking after my kids for free, so there's no point me going to work to pay all the money I work for them to be looked after anyway. I'm just back to square one. So I'm making no money, and I've got to entertain 2 children. Just going outside.
You know what you need to do? You need to look now at the school schedule.
This is
For
what,
for
yeah.
when comes in and plan.
Nah, this is what I think. This is because I was speaking to my mum about it. I said, so like, Mum, how did you budget your money across this stuff? Because like, I've took a massive hit this week, and she was like, what do you mean? I went, I've gone into my mortgage money. Like that the money I'm saving to go get a mortgage,
Yeah.
I've gone into that money to make this week happen, because without it, like, I ain't got no regular income coming in this week because my money's not I'm not working.
Yeah.
And so I've had to dip into savings. I'm like, Mum, I don't want to do that again because now I'm down again, and I'm not trying to be down, especially when I'm trying to like buy my own place, expensive as it is. And my mum said, well, you're self-employed. What your dad used to do is he used to work a whole lot in the week beforehand. He'd do double the amount of work, and I'd sit at home and I'd take the reins. I was looking at it like, maybe that's what I need to do. I need to take an extra influx of work, and even like for the filming stuff, I just need to say to clients like, look, none of you are getting your edits until after the end of the half term. The reason being is because I've took on double the amount of work this week, so next week when I'm at home I can edit it all, sort of thing. So I think like that's kind of what I'm gonna do, because then at least I'm working, I've got some income, and I'm able to deal with the kids as well.
Yeah,
But
makes sense.
I felt guilty because of that whole activities thing. I'm seeing everyone doing the pumpkin patches, and when I looked at it, I'm gonna be honest, it's 20 quid. It's not a lot of money. It's not a major.
Don't
The
get.
pumpkins themselves are like 10,
This
15.
is the problem.
Ridiculous.
Like, when-
I paid.
It was £20 entry.
20 quid for like pumpkins and stuff.
Mine was £20 just to get into the farm that I was
It
going to go
It
to.
didn't even last till Halloween.
Yeah.
Right?
This is the problem. So like
We got ours from Morrison.
my first first Halloween, bad dad. I get it. So I waited till Halloween day to go get a pumpkin in it because I didn't want it to rot.
Yeah.
Like, terrible father I am. My kids were just drawing pictures of pumpkins this year because I turned up to Asda. There's no pumpkins. I went to the corner shop. There's no pumpkins.
Do you know what though? I mean, obviously, like, if you're doing those activities with the kids, going out to these pumpkin patches, whatever, brilliant. But the kid is going to remember when we made pumpkins with Daddy.
Yeah,
Even
yeah,
just
yeah,
drawing
yeah.
them.
Yeah,
They're gonna
that's what we
remember
done. We sat
made
down, we
pumpkins
drew
with
That's
Daddy.
why I
Yeah.
do pumpkin carving with my son every year, because that's what he remembers.
He remembers that bit, not
Yeah.
the
It doesn't. It won't matter whether they're drawing them, whether they're.
Yeah.
But I think
my
next
kids
year, I
made
think
decorations in
I
the
think
house
what I'm
and
going to do is I'm going to.
that time.
My mum used to put the pumpkins in the chest freezer, and
Yeah.
it stops them from rotting. She used to buy the pumpkin the month before, and she said like, I ain't got a chest freezer, so I said, can I use yours? And she went, next year, yeah. Just
Yeah.
buy your pumpkin at the start of October, slap it in there. They're cheap as anything at the start as well, because it's before the Halloween influx comes. So like 80p, my mum went. She went, back then she used to get them for like 20p, like, because they was cheap, a lot cheaper when I was a kid. But like, they're like 80p to £1, you can get a small pumpkin, shove it in the freezer, pull it out a week before, let it defrost, and then do the thing. So I think next year that's what I'll do. This year I resorted to getting A4 paper, some orange crayons and that, and drawing the pumpkins, like, because I genuinely thought, oh yeah, I'll save it till Halloween day because it's gonna rot, it's gonna get bad.
You have
But
to plan.
whatever happened though to like, I remember like even summer holidays when I was a kid, like being at my nan and granddad's with my cousins. And we weren't going out doing holidays
Just
all
running
the
around
time.
in the
We weren't
garden.
going
I
out to
used
spend
to-
the days out all the
running
time.
about.
I used to go down to my family in Bristol and like spend time with them for.
And you're just in the
like,
house and you're
3
in the
weeks and
garden
stuff.
or whatever.
But you loved it though.
Yeah, exactly.
You
And
loved
like,
it.
but that's what I'm saying. Like that seems to have sort of gone. It's like it probably is a bit of a social media pressure thing where
Yeah.
you see these
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
I
they've
think
gone
that's
and
what
done
it
this.
is.
Yeah.
Whereas like the real thing is, it doesn't matter whether you sit there drawing on paper,
Spending quality
took
time.
them out.
Mm.
They will remember more that you spent that time with
Yeah, I
them.
think
And like
Yeah.
as well,
being silly.
Will, as well, you're seeing all these pictures of them doing pumpkin pack.
This is exactly.
But you see a small millisecond.
Yeah, the
of-
window of what they've.
You didn't see when the kids were bored and were started crying and stuff. You didn't see.
Being ungrateful.
No, I think this is what it is, and
You didn't see all,
I
any
think
of that.
because I'm a young parent. It's my first time being a parent. Obviously, like I've got two, but they came at the same time, and it's my first time being full time as well. Like it's from when they was born, and then like everything for the next 12 months is gonna be my firsts.
Yeah.
Like my
Yeah.
first
Do you know
Christmas,
what though?
my
Like
first Halloween,
the thing
my
is
first.
though, as well, like I still feel like there's new things coming up all the time.
Yeah.
There is,
and
and this
there's
is
no
this
way,
is the big
there's
problem.
no set
like,
way to deal with it.
Every year is new.
I think my
Yeah.
kids have got to that age as well where they see things on the tablet, on the ads, and they
Yeah.
go, Daddy, Dad, Daddy,
Nah, but-
Dad, I want this, I want this. And me being me, like, I grew up with
Mm.
Yes, we got him.
no! Right, so I grew up with nothing, like, my mum was broke, my dad died and there was no income, my mum was broke, and fair play to her, she did what she could with what she had, but we grew up with nothing in it.
Mm.
So like, when my kids are asking me for things, I'm in a lot more of a better position than my mum ever was, and I'm like, okay, oh, did you see that new car I wanted? Yeah, it doesn't matter, you want that toy,
I've
don't
got
you?
a bit of a
Let me get you
rule
that.
there. Got a bit of a rule there, and that is my girls will always have everything they need.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
might not
yeah.
necessarily get everything they want.
No,
Yeah.
I do have like,
100%.
I have a bit of a barrier.
You've got to find that balance because
Yeah,
if
definitely.
you go too over to one side,
Yeah.
they won't be appreciative of stuff in
They'll
This
become
is the thing,
entitled
yeah,
as
that- this
well.
is- this is
Yeah,
what-
that's the
they'll get
main
entitled as
This
well.
this is what I started to notice, and it's like my one son, I'm gonna call him B and O. Oh, he's the like kind of older one, more sweet. Even though they say he's the more developed
Yeah.
one.
Don't
in
let
his head,
him
like
go
he
to
knows.
school being called that there.
P.O.
Yeah, I'm not gonna let him-
Yes, bro, what are you saying?
Yes, B O. But for the sake of the podcast, I'll call him B and O because in my music.
Bobby is our resident dad joker.
because on like in my music, Natty filmed this, so he'll know I made a song called Letter to My Sons, and I called it Letter to B, Letter to O. So I call him B and O for the sake of this. Oh, he's the more switched on twin, and so like when he started to get to a point where if he doesn't get it, he melts down in it,
Mm.
and I'm like,
Let him.
no, after your tent then, big man, let's go, because we have a cool down space. It's his safe
Yeah.
space as we call it. They've got little tents. Don't think I just shove my kids in tents.
The tents are inside in the living room.
Yeah, they're inside. They're not outside. Thanks for that clearing
I'm
that.
supposed to go inside.
But no, like they're inside in the living room, like, and they've got toys in their tent. But that's their cool down spot. Like you're kicking off with me. I'm not about to shout at you because I don't want to be that shouty dad. Like I don't want to be that. I want to be that. Guys, go there. I'm not bothered. You go there. Go on. So that's what we do. And I've started to notice like what you guys are saying. They not so much B. He's very appreciative. But if I give O something that's small, like, that's not my surprise. Where's my surprise? And I'm like, that is your surprise, mate.
Yeah.
That is the surprise.
Surprise next time you'll be getting none.
You need to,
Straight up,
you need to
straight
flip- you need to flip the narrative on it.
So how do
Yeah.
you guys find, like, because you guys are both, well, not all, both. There's three of you. You guys are more seasoned in the half term department. How do you guys work out your half terms? Because 6 weeks holidays is great. You can actually plan your 6 weeks because it's 6 weeks. And
I'm gonna be deadly honest about this. The majority of the planning is done by my partner.
Same.
so I need to call up your partner and ask you.
I'm normally at work. Yeah,
So
I'm normally at work.
they do the planning, and then they say you need to take this and this off, and then I see if I can take it off. If I can't, then we try and sort something out.
Okay.
That's how it goes in my house.
Right, and that is Mrs. I'm coming to you for the next organisation of my schedule because clearly you have to go to the mums.
So with me, I had them for sort of like half of the holidays, and then they've been with their mum as well.
Yeah.
And but to be fair, we've got quite a good relationship now where it's quite flexible. So if she needs something or needs me to have them when she'd usually have them, or
you can do the swap overs and move the time.
We sort of work it out that way. So in a way, it's kind of like. But then if they've done a lot with their mum, I'll probably let them chill out a bit more. Or if they've done a lot with me, she'll probably again be a bit more chilled and stuff. So that's quite good. But obviously that's kind of it's literally half the situation. Do you know what I mean? However, what I will say is being in the situation with having them through term time, working full time, doing everything else that I do, having those bits of time like this, through half term, I've got so much done in the house that I wouldn't have been able to do otherwise.
Yeah, I can't lie, my house is the cleanest it's ever been because I've been at home, especially the last couple of days, the kids have been on their tablets and I've just been bored. So I've started cleaning and I never clean, I don't. The missus is always telling me off, she's like, you don't put up the jug. Please don't divorce me. And now the jug's full.
But yeah, how we try and do it is, in the smaller half terms, like the big ones, we don't do much with them. So it's mainly activities.
1 or 2 days.
Yeah, activities at home and they're on their tablets and stuff. And then one or two of the days out of the week, you will do an activity and whatever. So the one that's just gone, my mum had them the first 2 days, and then they went to their other grandparents' house one of the days. And my sister had them one of the days, and then I had them the last day. And then on the last day, I took them to soft play, and one of my eldest's mates went soft play with us.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so they had one activity, but I noticed throughout it that when they went to their grandparents' house, they were knackered because it's
doing a lot.
New. There's they're playing with them and stuff, and after the soft play as well, they were knackered again.
So do you know what?
Really cram much in.
I actually think that's the best kind of way to get through it. In the sense of it's not about just getting through it. That is quality time. Spending time with those other people. There's some people who genuinely haven't got people to help out, and that's where things can be really tough.
Yeah.
But if you've got that sort of support network around you, use them because not just. It can be hard. I've struggled at first
as well, don't they?
Yeah,
exactly. I struggled at first to think, I don't really want to ask my mum too much to have the girls. Or whatever.
This is.
But she loves spending time with them.
Yeah.
Then when my brother comes up from Portsmouth, he's can I take the girls out and all that kind of stuff. And they need that experience. They need that experience, and it's so good.
It's definitely. I think for me, the main thing that I've struggled with, obviously, like I said, it's the first, and Christmas, that's practically a mortgage deposit gone as well. Pretty much every I don't want to overdo things because then I'm setting an example in a bar that I might not be able to follow next year.
At the same time, it's your first
but
time.
I'm making, and on top of that, it's not just my first time they're newborns. It's my first time they're 3 years old. I've missed 3 Christmases, don't get me wrong, yes, I've always sent them presents. I've always sent presents to their mum, or when they was in foster care to the foster. They've always had presents from Dad. They've never had, I think they had me on their first ever Christmas when they was 5 months old for an hour in the day. They didn't, they're not remembering that at all. That was their first ever Christmas as well, so it was a bit rubbish for me. I was going to use a word, but I'm not going to.
I think that's a swear jar where you swear that.
Well, yeah, all right then. Well, if that's the case, it was very.
I'll let you have that when you pass.
I got 1 hour with them on their first ever Christmas, but they didn't understand that. They didn't understand Christmas. No. I opened the presents for them. I was more gassed to open their presents.
Yeah.
Their second Christmas, I didn't even see them. Didn't see them on Boxing Day before Christmas or anything like that. It was 3 weeks before Christmas I seen them. last Christmas I seen them a week before Christmas. This Christmas I'm actually with them, so it's not just it's the first for me. On top of that, it's
the whole experience.
I'm there 3 years, even though I was kind of there, but I was distant, and it not through my own thing. Like before anyone thinks I was one of them that runs away from their kids.
No, you know what? I'm going to say that one's swear jar free as well, because anyone who does that is.
You can't make up rules for the swear.
No, I have no.
Listen, I'll take that one.
They owe the swear jar.
No, I'll take that one.
they are that, but
I still swore, yeah, so I'll give that one. It's like, I get the Christmas, I get the Christmas one, but I don't get that one, so I'll have the two.
Do you know what I'm going to say?
we're going off to Stockley Park.
But yeah,
You know what I'm going to say? Those guys.
there's a pound.
And that F-bomb is a fiver, alright?
But no,
with force.
no, seriously though, I'm kind of making up for them 3 years for me. For me, I'm kind of making up for them 3 years that I wasn't there through whatever reason or whatnot. But I wasn't there. I was out of the way, and I wanted to be there, but I couldn't. So like now I'm like, yes, yes. It's like when Newcastle wins a game and you gas because it's not an often thing.
Shots fired. Shots
Oh my
fired.
gas! Anyway, by the way, I don't support any teams. You lot are going to be confused if you carry on watching this. But like, I think it's the guilt for me. I don't know if you guys.
We're doing all right in a minute.
Does the guilt ever die? This is a question I'm going to ask you guys, for myself and for people who are watching that are like me, who are like new dads or firstly coming into this.
Yeah.
Does the guilt of not doing things ever die down? This week I have done, obviously took them to the park on Monday to apologise for screwing up and taking them to nursery. That was actually like an apology, because they actually love nursery, both of them do. We'll see how they feel by secondary school. But Tuesday we went not my nan's. I need to stop saying my nan. My mum's going to slap me up one day. We went to their nans, they played with their cousins, we had the typical like family little day.
Yeah.
Wednesday we attempted to go swimming, but we couldn't, because little man didn't like the idea of sharks in the water when there's no sharks in the loch. Bless his soul. So we just ended up going again, just out, parks, took the dog on some long walk, saw some airplanes, come home. Thursday was Halloween. They seen their mum for their family time session that they have.
Can I just stop you for a second? You told us you didn't do anything.
No, we did.
That's loads.
You've done loads.
Yeah, but that's nothing to me, because it's like I didn't spend a lot.
It's nothing to you, but like, how excited were your boys each day doing those
Oh,
things?
they were loving it up until yesterday when they was on their tablet all damn day.
The
thing is, what I found as well though is yesterday was the day where I was really guilty, and I pretty much from when they had their breakfast, they was on their tablets and they was on them.
No,
throughout the whole day.
It sounds like
But it seemed like
they need chill time. Like,
It seemed like they enjoyed that day more than any other day. So that's why I'm like,
Well, sometimes
I'm stuck.
it's like that, but like now I think.
Does the guilt ever go?
You're putting too much pressure on yourself there.
Yeah, you
like,
are.
My mum always said to me, and she still says it now, if you were worried about being a good dad, then you are a good dad.
Yeah.
And
That's fair.
because it's like you're thinking, should I do more? Should I do this? Should I do that? So you are doing things. And if you're worried about it, then that says that you are trying your best.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
What I've started doing is sort of asking my son whether he needs anything more from me or to do. Do you think?
because how does half
you
term
and
work for
Daddy
you,
should
Chris?
do
Because
anything together, sort of
with
thing?
you, you've got obviously your stepdaughter, your youngest daughter, and your son, who you co-parent with your ex on.
Yeah.
Obviously, we know with you, Bobby, you said you do half and half with your
Sort of like
you work. You've used like family partner thingy.
Yeah.
Myself, I didn't have many options because mum, as I said, retired. Please don't. My mum's gonna put me in a coffin. My sister's like, I've got 4 kids. Deal with your own. My brothers. They can't look after themselves, let alone that child. And so then there's just me, and it's so like. We've all got different dynamics. How did your half term go?
Yeah. So mine was I was mainly working in this particular one because way we handle with my son is because we're week on week off anyway. On the ones that are a week, we just carry on as normal. So on it just so fell that was her week. So she's had him the whole of this half term. But we've we've obviously had my stepdaughter and my daughter. So I've been at the office a couple of days like usual, and then my partner's took the girls out a couple of days. She's on the day that I was at home. My daughter's stayed home with me, and my stepdaughter's gone out with my partner. So they've had a bit of time together.
Yeah, because they need
time
it
as well.
Yeah, of course,
because this is one thing that you need in our dynamic is like, because sometimes the kids kind of feel like you're putting too much into the other kid.
Yeah, so you need to have them one to one.
I think that's the situation, you know.
You have to have the balance.
It is to an extent.
Yeah. So I've been asking for like not regularly, not like all the time, but every now and again, when I've noticed like, okay, we haven't spent so much like one-on-one
You
time.
and your son go out.
I say to my son, like, is there anything that you want from Daddy anymore? And 9 times out of 10, he'll say, I want to have a boys' day.
Oh, okay, that's
yeah.
lovely. That is.
Yeah,
Right.
it's
That's
the
lovely.
first time he said that, I was like, "Oh right, we're going to do absolutely everything." We went to the cinema. Then we went to the park. We went to get like ice cream. Went for lunch
A couple
together.
pints and that.
That's when he's 18. But no, it was really, really nice, really wholesome, and sort of thing.
Cool,
so yeah, and
I might
always refers to that day as like one of his most favourite times.
I might try and incorporate that myself, like a boys' day and stuff.
Yeah,
I think it does work, doesn't it? Like,
yeah, because like I do it every now and then, because like I solely
here's the child.
sorry guys, I'm the most like you clapped on the last episode. I'm the group's kid, even though I'm not their kid. Pause.
Oh my days. So I take him to like football, just me and him. So we have that time together, and then sometimes after football, like me and him will like go out and do something, or if he wants to carry on playing football, we'll carry on playing football in the park or at home and stuff like that. And then we just generally spend quite a bit of time together.
Yeah.
But I might ask him like, does he just want to have like a me and him day, and see what he says.
Yeah.
So I'll try and do it with the girls every so often.
It's important, isn't it?
Yeah.
To have that one-on-one.
So like,
when you've got 2 kids and that.
Yeah, so like just because especially like with my oldest, she's very overpowering. So like to a lot of people, my youngest seems really quiet.
Right.
And when they're sort of separate, my youngest is a completely different kid almost.
Yeah, on that point then, I think it actually works quite good with the next sort of discussion point. Bonus parents and like even just extra people in the family. I can't talk about being a bonus parent. Obviously, you can, Chris.
Yeah.
But I know from like my partner's sort of perspective, the one-to-one time is important for me and the kids, because she says at times you need to make them realise that you are the main carer, not both of us.
I'd argue that one-on-one time is important between the bonus parent and the kids as well.
Yeah.
No, it is. This is what we do. So what in our dynamic, what we do is like, obviously I've got twins of the same age, but they're completely chalk and cheese. One loves football and the other one doesn't like to run. In fact, he doesn't like to walk. He will say huggle, huggle when he thinks he wants you to pick him up.
Yeah.
So like, what we've done before, like if I need to go to the shop, I say who wants to come, and the first person to say me is put her, because otherwise I look like I'm picking a favourite. Like, oh, come on, you're with me. Comes with me, and then the other one stays with like my partner, and like they get to have some time with their bonus like parent and stuff. And hopefully as things progress and their mom's able to actually properly co-parent, we'll be able to do like where they get to go with their mom and just spend time with their mom and not with me and mom and or bonus mom and stuff. How has being a bonus parent for you, Chris? Like the dynamic between it all, like what does it mean to you?
And I absolutely love it. Like overarching thing, she's amazing and like she's brought so much to my life and helped me learn a lot about myself as well.
She's going to smile when she sees this.
Yeah. Well, I probably won't show her because like it is tough as well. Like to be completely open and honest about like there is that other side of the sword. I think where it comes from her perspective, like she might feel a bit conflicted because she always tells me like loads like how much she loves me and stuff like this, but then she'll flip every now and again and I think it's because she's feeling conflicted because she obviously loves her dad as well.
Do you reckon she
like
feels a bit guilty when?
But yeah, that type of thing.
Because obviously
like,
she must spend more time with you.
And I always try to reinforce that like I'm not here to replace your dad. I promote her like actually getting in contact with her dad and stuff like that. But so I find it difficult from my own past traumas as well, like what I've been through with my son going through court and not seeing him all the time. I see my stepdaughter more than I see him, and so there's this thing in the back of your mind, like that. How to word it? Like it's just a really weird thing. I don't.
Would you liken it to imposter syndrome?
No, not really. Like it's more like I wish Louis was here as well. I absolutely love it when our
you got the whole three together. Yeah.
I think it's like
it's just really tough when he's not there, and then so like I'm finding it hard there, and then I'm treading on eggshells because she's feeling emotional about her sort of insecurities and her sort of issues with her situation. So yeah, it's really tough to navigate. But I think when we have a moment together, like it's really nice because there was something the other day, like she sort of flipped out as kids do. Kids blow up at like over stupid stuff, and sort of like sat her down after she'd calmed down and sort of like we had a talk about, and I gave her the analogy of like talking about you need to talk about your feelings because otherwise you're going to sweep things under the rug, and next time you step on the rug you might step on this thing and it's going to rise up again. So yeah, I'd like try to explain it in this analogy sort of thing, and like when we have those moments of connection, like I feel like that's where our bonding is really powerful. But yeah, and like I do feel guilty sometimes as well when because she asked me to play with her like loads, and I try to play with her whenever I can. As you heard from the previous episode, like, getting dressed up. But yeah, like so a lot of the time she asks me when I'm working, and I'm like I don't want to say no, but I have to say no because I really need to get this done. But yeah, so that's the other thing. But yeah.
Do you guys have anything to add on like bonus parent? Like
I think going back to the situation with your son, like I imagine that must have been tough for my parents, and it was definitely tough for me in the early days of like when their mum moved out with them.
Yeah.
But I truly believe that situation in that time was what was best for them. So as much as like I miss them like crazy.
Yeah.
I know that's their best situation is having both parents.
Yeah, of course.
And as long as I think
you've got to put yourself aside. And
so you kind of.
Yeah.
And I think that's enough to not feel guilty because you are there. You're there whenever you need to be, and obviously it turned out with me, I was there when I needed to be, and it was all okay, sort of thing. Tough, but okay. So like, as long as you believe the situation is what's best for the kid, that I think that is enough to pacify that sort of guilt.
Yeah,
no, that goes.
I think in terms of your son as well, Chris, he'd be able to tell if it was affecting him that he's not spending enough time with you. Do you know what I mean? Because it seems like you two have a very good bond and you communicate really well.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah,
might not,
we
you might not have to say anything. Like you'd just be able to like pick up on it and stuff.
Yeah.
And like I'm assuming that you and his mum communicate fairly well now.
Yeah, like since court, it's been great. Like
Yeah.
it's how I wanted it to be.
Yeah.
Like from day dot.
So
It's been really good.
assuming again that she would speak to you about that as well. That like he's
Yeah.
struggling because he wanted.
Yeah, she's told
more,
me
Yeah.
like when he's ill, when he's like
Yeah.
struggling with stuff.
Yeah.
but-
So like I know you want to see him more and stuff like that, but just
it's more of a selfish thing on my
Yeah,
part, but
yeah.
like it's
It's
I
an
don't
understandable
want-
selfish
yeah.
moment though, so...
But
Yeah, it'd be-
I don't hold it against him or her or anyone.
yeah.
Because
That's just you wanting to be a dad. Like,
Yeah,
that's nothing wrong with
yeah,
that.
that's
Nothing
it.
wrong with that.
I think the topic of bonus parent actually falls well with what that person messaged
yeah.
into the group.
yeah, so
Okay guys, in case you haven't realised, so last episode we asked for people to message in with their questions, queries and situations, and we're not having the answer on calls, but we're going to try and give our best sort of take on it. And
yeah,
Chris here, the wonderful Chris,
Yeah.
is going to read out
Thank you.
the message which we actually received.
Without any swearing.
No
Without
swearing
any-
whatsoever, because the person don't swear clearly.
we've had to X out a lot.
You write it.
Make yourself feel better.
No,
Yeah.
if I wrote it, it'd be effing and jeffing all over again.
Go on then. What did I say then?
But so so we got something in the inbox like, hi lads, I split with me ex a year ago. She's now got a new partner. I don't know anything about him, so don't know if he's good or bad. But I'm just struggling a bit, so I wanted to know from your perspective, what point should I be concerned, or should I be concerned at all? Like how does he navigate it?
It's a difficult one, isn't it, though? Yeah, because when you got children with someone, obviously, you need to know who your children are, X, Y, Z. But it's also your ex. You have to give them their breathing space, and like,
Yeah.
it's your ex. Exes are exes for a reason.
Yeah.
That's done. That's dealt with. Whatever's gone on.
I think you got to ask yourself, like, how would you want to be treated in that situation?
Yeah.
Like for me, getting with my new partner, like I say new. We've been together 5 years.
Tell you days.
Yeah, 30 days. But yeah, like I was left alone and like allow that space to develop the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And if you've always got someone like breathing down your neck saying like you're not, the kids aren't seeing them, or like you shouldn't, like just making problems where they're not needed just because you're like moving on, sort of thing.
As well,
that's
like
where the problem is.
as well, the person that they've been with, I don't know how long him and his ex were together, but surely like her taste in men will be like a reflection of how he was. So like her next partner
Essentially.
I was gonna say that.
should be all right.
I'd debate that because
Yeah.
You could end up with opposites.
Yeah,
you could.
my
You could
ex's
end up
current
with an
partner's
opposite
nothing like me. We'd be chalk and cheese if we was together. Like.
If they had kids together and they were all together for a long time,
Yeah.
he should trust her enough and give her that space.
This is what I was
that's
gonna-
the thing, it's the trust
Yeah.
thing.
I was gonna say you've got to trust them until you can't. So like you've got to trust that your ex is gonna have the best
Best interest of your kids,
everything's gonna be in the best interest of your children.
Yeah.
And what I mean by you got to trust them till you can't is you've got to trust them till your kid's coming home and telling you questionable things, or if your kid's not audible yet, like speaking or anything, you're noticing bruises or marks or anything like that, and there's questionable things.
Yeah.
I think you kind of have. It's hard, but you have to trust until you can't.
You'll also pick it up from when you actually spend time with your kids as well.
Yeah.
So like if they talk to you about that partner, or you ask about that partner, and their reaction seems to be like of a negative one, or they seem like scared or something like that, that might be a concern for you as well.
Do you think that changes in the kids, maybe even changes it? I mean, I guess if someone meets someone new, there might be a little bit of a change in communication and stuff. But also, I think if you are genuinely concerned, like about something. There is something called Clare's Law, which you can Google, and basically like that will, if there's like any history of domestic violence, they wouldn't let you know as a person, because it's, in a sense, it is nothing to do with you. But if something came up that they were violent domestically, they will contact like your ex and say that this person has got a record for this. And I think, more people need to know about stuff like that. But you've got to, you have, ultimately, I think you really have just got to trust that your ex will do the right thing on both sides. Whether it's the guy getting with a new woman,
and like you're a parent as well, and they're a parent, so like they're gonna want their kids' best interests at heart. So they're not gonna get with somebody that's gonna treat them or their kids wrong.
But you'd hope.
Hopefully.
You'd hope anyway. You'd hope.
Yeah.
You can never say never. Never say never.
Yeah.
And always be vigilant, because things happen like in front of your own eyes half the time. So you're right to be thinking about it.
Yeah.
But then you don't want to be too pushy. You can't just be there. Just be there for your kids.
Yeah.
And if you do notice things, and
if there's like you're still really concerned, like assuming on the context of the relationship, assuming that they have decent communication, just talk to your ex. Just have a word with her, like calmly, obviously, like not in a sort of prying way, but say like, your kids mentioned something about someone at home while I had them. So what's going on?
Has your exes ever met your current partners?
Briefly, very briefly. It's more of a hello. I've met.
Stand off in there.
Yeah, it was very frosty.
Yeah.
Like, I think because it was at court.
just a little bit. Wow.
That's the same with me. Like my ex has met my partner. There is crazy backstory to it, where like my partner's older sister's actually friends with my ex's, was friends with my ex's older sister like many years ago when they was growing up. This was well before I was even born, let alone. Sorry if you're hearing this, my partner's older sister. You're not that old. But yeah, like they. So I think with me it was. I wouldn't say she was hostile towards her, because they didn't actually exchange words. Like my current partner tried to say hello, just got blanked and given a look.
Yeah.
So it was kind of passively hostile without it being hostile. I don't think, like, obviously we do, my ex, so my children's mum has contact with the children through like centres, and my partner comes with me to drop them off and pick them up sometimes, and when she does there's like the but it's not, I wouldn't say they're friendly with each other, but they're not.
They're amicable. Kind of.
Kind of. I'd say it's
as good as it could be.
Yeah, it's as good as it can be, given the circumstance and the situation, and given like just the overall picture of everything. But I'd say my ex has kind of had no choice but to accept my current partner, and to be fair, my current partner's brilliant with my children. I'd hope, because she's got a partner, if things do hopefully go the way towards shared care and whatnot, that he's as invested as my children are, and I'd have to just trust that until I can't trust it no more. So my advice to the individual who sent that in is trust until you can't trust. And if you do get certain suspicions, ask the questions to the right people, and do it in a very
non-accusation.
Not accusational. That's the thing, because like when I started to notice certain things, I think I was about nearly 21, so I was still a bit in my maturing phase. So I was a bit. I
mean, when I was your current age,
I'm still in my maturing age, but I was a bit. I was getting. We weren't talking about your iron apple days, but no, like I was slightly confrontational.
that was the best chat of life.
But I think for me,
until Rihanna happened.
Yeah, when I approached things, it was slightly accusational. I wouldn't say confrontational, because I was far from confrontational, but I was slightly like saying, okay, I think so and so's done this. They've done it, innit? like that was kind of the way I come across.
Yeah.
It wasn't how I meant to. I meant to say, oh, is so and so even involved in the picture?
Yeah.
But the way I said it was, oh, so and so must not be involved because no one's speaking about so and so. I was very accusational. So when you got to do it, it's like beating around the bush, but don't beat around the bush at the same time. Don't come at them with negative energy. Come with the like.
Yeah.
You're doing it for your children, not because of you. Take your own feelings away.
Yeah,
It's nothing to do
that's
with
the
how you
important
feel
thing.
with your ex.
That's the important thing.
You might
And it's not
hate
to
your
change
ex
your
or
relationship
whatever.
with kids.
It does not matter. At the end of the day, you've got children with that person. You've got to be amicable. You've got to. So first things first. Trust until you can't. Start seeing signs. Speak to the right people. Get the advice. Speak to the.
Yeah.
Speak to your ex. Maybe even speak to your mum. Like someone around you. Your current. If you've got a current partner, speak to your current partner. Ask your current partner. If you've got a current partner, that's even better. Ask your current partner how she wants to be treated by your ex, and maybe mirror that sort of energy towards your
It's
ex's partner.
it's a respect thing, and it like respect and the trust, and like again, you'd hope that you can trust. You'd hope that you can distrust their you can hope that you can trust their decisions.
Yeah.
And it hopefully just all comes down to that.
Yeah.
And then obviously again, if there is anything more, that's when you act. But you just gotta trust it.
Yeah.
That's worst
You
case
just gotta
scenario.
trust it,
Yeah. So, moral of the story is just trust it.
Trust it. Trust it.
Not just do it, just trust it. Sorry, like, don't come for us.
That kind of concludes DadPod for today.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you enjoyed this episode, make sure to drop a like and a subscribe, or leave a review wherever you've listened to or watched it at. Also, if you've got problems like the person that's wrote in, make sure to either leave it in the comments or inbox us.
Inboxes, DadPod UK on all sites, Instagram,
DadPod UK on all socials,
Facebook. Yeah.
Maybe you got something positive to say. Maybe you're a mom who wants a dad's perspective, like you know.
Yeah.
It's
Yes,
a
you
parent
don't just
podcast,
have to
we
be a
understand.
male to message us. You can be a woman. This is the thing.
Yeah.
As we always say, we're not pro-dad, we're not anti-mom or we're pro-parenting. We're just parents, and we're giving a man's perspective.
Exactly. Exactly.
And on that was DadPod. See you next time.
What?